So the big name in the coaching cycle has been John Harbaugh, ESPN's national NFL analyst Jeremy Fowler. His thoughts on the Browns' chances of landing Harbaugh.
Harbaugh is trying to vet the entire process and take an open-minded look at a lot of these teams, So if you're John Harbaugh and you have a history with the Ohio area and the city of Cleveland, and you have a deep history with the AFC North, and, if you have respect for the people in the building, and they might make you a hell of an offer, it's something you'll probably consider. But I do think he'll prioritize having a quarterback to work with and having resources available to be able to win. That's why I think Atlanta will be in the mix here. I think the New York Giants have the brand and they have the quarterback. So those two, I think, will be probably better positioned right now. But, if the Browns want to make it interesting and make him a heck of an offer, they can do that, So I do think he'll at least meet with the Browns and kind of see where it goes.
So, Ashley, I would say Jimmy Haslam spends more real dollars on the roster. That's got to be attractive. And the defense is elite. Those are the, those are the selling points.
Those are the selling points. And look, the quarterback situation here is murky. But I would say in most of these jobs, it's murky. I don't know that the Falcons are that much better positioned than the Browns right now in terms of their quarterback future. And truthfully, you look at what the Browns can still offer there. So they will still have Shedeur Sanders in that room. What we do know is the Ravens did have interest in drafting Shedeur Sanders. They wanted him as a backup for Lamar, but I'm guessing John Harbaugh at least has some positive feelings about Shedeur Sanders. The other thing is the Browns have draft capital to work with. They have 2 first-round picks, obviously the number 6 overall pick that is their own, and the number 24 overall pick from the Jaguars. So they have some ability to maneuver and wheel and deal if they really want to. So while I think the quarterback situation in Cleveland is the biggest drawback, would be the biggest drawback for anyone looking at this head coaching job, the other things they offer, plus, as was mentioned there, John Harbaugh's history with the AFC North, his history with the Cleveland Browns. His mom is from Cleveland, dad from Ohio. The Harbaughs have famously told the story about their parents honeymooning at a Browns exhibition game when they got married. Jim and John grew up Browns fans. There is that emotional tie there, right? So the other thing that I always talk about with the Harbaughs is they do things their own way. They're not going to get sucked into league narratives or national narratives about, oh, why would you go to this Browns job? If John Harbaugh looks at the Browns and likes enough of the situation there, I don't think anything would stop him from taking that job. The Harbaughs are kind of unlike, I should say, anyone else in the league. They're even unlike each other. I covered Jim when he was the coach at Michigan. Very different than John Harbaugh. But the point being, they take things at their own pace. You've already seen that with how John Harbaugh has handled the interview requests coming his way and deciding to not really make any moves until the start of this week even. So I don't know. I don't know that anything he could do would really surprise me because I think he's going to do this his own way, go at it his own pace. And I do think the Browns have a lot to offer John Harbaugh that on a national scale is being overlooked. And look, I get how the Giants is appealing, right? The branding, it's in New York. They have fewer quarterback questions with Jackson Dart, but again, the Browns have that elite defense, and you have to imagine wherever John Harbaugh goes, he's going to be offered a certain level of autonomy, and I think that will all play into this as well. But I think for me and for I think a lot of people who follow the Browns, when you look at them in these sort of league-wide competitions, whether it's in free agency, whether it's now a coaching search, I view them very differently post Deshaun Watson trade than I would have a few years ago. And I think a lot of people do that as well, because you look at what they pulled off there. They were out of the running. They went back with a bigger dollar amount and things went their way in that trade. So you always have to keep that in mind too.